Sir, we all are very curious about our future. How will our life be? Who will you marry? And how rich we will become? All these things excite us a lot. And so we go to Pundit Fuchs Teller's astrology and tarot card readers. Tarot reading is an art where a tarot reader can tell your future through some cards. He requests the positive energy of the surrounding so that he can help you in finding out the tarot card of your destiny. But what will happen if tarot negative energy should come in place of positive in the reading? So all these things excited 25-year-old Mihar also a lot. She left her medical studies and learned tarot reading, and she wanted to make her career in this. His parents were very angry with him for leaving his medical studies. And because of this, Mihar left her Delhi home and came to live alone in Jaipur. They all used to get their tarot card readings done. And Mihar also did his readings with very clear intentions. One day Mihar's younger sister Kushi came to Jaipur to meet her. Mihar was very happy to meet Kushi after such a long time. But Kushi had come to give a bad news to Meher. He told Meher that Meher's father's health was very bad, and the doctor had said that he would be able to live only a few days. Hearing this, Meher became very sad and started crying. Kushi asks Meher to go back, and Happiness said that her should have been with Papa in his last moments. Meher decided that she would happily return home as soon as the morning dawned. While talking about all this, both of them became very sad. To improve their mood, both the sisters started talking about their childhood. Meher also had an album in which he had posted many childhood photos. Both of them started looking at the same album. In the back pages of that album, Mihar had also included photos of many decks of tarot cards. Glad to see this, remembers that she has brought a new tarot card deck for Meher. He gave that deck to Meher. And being very curious, he repeatedly insisted on Mihar to see his readings. Both of them turned off all the other lights in the house and sat at the table. And Meher started reading about that new tarot deck from the instruction book. That tarot deck was a little weird. Meher was also getting a different feeling from those tarot cards. But Kushi had brought that gift for him with so much. So she could not refuse her sister. After reading the instructions, Meher started the deck and started inviting all the positive energy present around her. Meher draws 5 cards for her sister Kushi. Those cards represented some important parts of his life. Those parts were in the heart of love, career, family, personal growth, and life. Meher, she was about to do the reading, that suddenly he started hearing some strange sounds from his room. Leaving Kushi there, went to check her room. Then he saw that his cupboard was open, was lying, and all the row card decks from it fell on the ground. Meher was very surprised to see this, because the cupboard door was closed. Then how suddenly it opened on its own. Meher started picking up her cards on the ground first. Then he felt as if someone was peeping at him from under his bed. As soon as Meher looked towards the bed, suddenly a head moved from under the bed, as if you are hiding from Mihar. Seeing this, you are in shock of love. Then he slowly peeked under the bed. There was no one there. Him felt that maybe this was all an illusion of his mind. But when Meher picked up her tarot cards and put them in the cupboard, she was about to go out of her room. Then he saw that a girl was peeping from the bathroom of his room. And suddenly, on seeing Meher, the girl hid behind the bathroom door. Mihar was shocked. She was not able to understand. How did this girl enter his house? And when Meher entered, she picked up a vase in her hand for safety, and slowly started moving forward. She went to the bathroom and saw an innocent girl of 7 to 8 years old. She was sitting scared behind her bathroom door. That girl started looking familiar to Mihar, but he could not remember. Who is she? Meher kept the vase aside and sat near that girl. Meher asked the child who he was, and how did she come into his house? So the girl hugged Mihar without saying anything, and started sobbing in a low voice. Seeing this, Meher felt very pity, and he hugged that girl. He took me in his lap. He thought that perhaps the girl might be in some trouble, and she might have entered Meher's house to hide. Mihar stood up holding the girl in her lap, and started taking her towards the room. But even before that, Mihar saw something like this, seeing which the ground slipped beneath his feet. The girl's reflection was not visible in the bathroom mirror. Meher got very scared after seeing this, and out of fear Akla got up and her foot hit the bucket kept behind her, and she fell down. Hearing the sound of Mihar falling, Kushi came running to Mihar's room, and picked up Mihar lying on the ground and brought her outside to the table. She was very scared of what had just happened to Meher. That little girl was nowhere to be seen. Meher started telling everything to Kushi. Kushi gave water to Meher and said to Meher that perhaps this is all his illusion. When Meher started feeling a little calm, then Kushi told Meher that her tarot reading was left midway, and they should complete it. But Meher was not in this condition, that she could do anything. She started telling Kushi back about the incident that happened to her. Just then Mihar's phone rang. Mihar's mom's call was coming on the phone. When Meher picked up the phone, her mom was very busy on the phone. She was crying a lot. Mihar felt that perhaps her father's health might have deteriorated significantly. Meher asked him how his father was. So his mom said that his father is absolutely fine, but his sister Kushi has met with an accident. He further told that in the afternoon Kushi had left for Jaipur to meet him, when his car collided with a truck and fell into a ditch. Even then the people nearby called a bulldozer and got his vehicle out of the ditch. He was breathing smoothly, so local people took Kushi to the hospital, and he is in a very critical condition right now. Hearing all this, Meher started feeling like this, like she's going to faint right now. His head suddenly started feeling very heavy. His whole body started getting cold, and she started trembling with fear. Kushi sitting in front of him started smiling after seeing him. Then suddenly Kushi's face started changing. She turned into the same little girl, which Mihar had seen just some time ago. Slowly the laughing little girl started coming near Mihar. His face was becoming scary. It seemed that she wants to hurt Meher. Suddenly he attacked Mihar, and Mihar fell down. That little girl climbed on top of Mihar and started strangulating her. Meher somehow took up residence lying nearby, and hit that little girl on the head with all his strength. That girl disappeared into thin air, and Meher fainted. When Meher regained consciousness, he saw that there was no one around him, neither that little girl nor only happiness. Those tarot cards are just lying there, which she had taken out for Kushi's tarot reading. Trembling, he straightened those cards one by one, saw that all those cards were blank. Only the last fifth card was printed. When Mihar straightened that card, it was written on it, death, and then Mihar's mom's phone rang again, and he told Meher that Kushi had died in the hospital itself. Meher did not understand anything. What happened to him suddenly? When Meher came to know, it was found out that the house in Jaipur where she lived, a little girl had died in that, and the spirit of that little girl often wanders there. After this incident, Meher was in a state of depression for several days. She had stopped doing tarot reading altogether, and she shifted back to Delhi with her parents. Even today, she is unable to sleep properly at night. He often feels the presence of his sister Kushi and that little girl near him. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe.